What's up, guys? It's John with Beyond the Pain podcast, and happy holiday season.
Hey guys, I'm Ashley, and we're a mom and son duo talking about our life with Fabry's, the ups, the downs, and everything else in between.
Hey, nice hat, Mom.
Thanks, buddy. Nice hat to you.
Thank
You
you.
know that Star Wars stuff.
So,
How's your week been?
it's been good.
Good.
Hey, Mom.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Did you have your infusion this week, or was it mine? It was yours.
Yeah, it was mine.
How'd it go?
I'm pretty all right. I mean,
You knocked out for most of it.
yeah, and I also had an attitude and didn't draw, so probably one of the worst, probably down there, infusions. But
No, it wasn't. By far, not one of the worst. I think you're just tired. But you know what? It is what it is. You felt better after you took a nap anyways.
yeah, and you didn't.
I didn't take a nap, no.
No, yeah, you didn't take a nap. Anyway, hey, Mom. So, since it's the Christmas season, what's your number one item that you are wanting for Christmas this year?
Let me think on that. What about yours?
Also, keep in mind this is 2025. If you're watching this in 2026, I'm sorry. Hey, now it's
What
not time for laughing.
Okay, so what is your ultimate want?
Me personally, yeah, I don't remember most of the stuff that's on my list, but it's either it's really hard too, because I'm really wanting some shelves for my, like, these glass shelves for my figures,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It's like really expensive. Like,
What kind of figures?
the SH Figure Arts and the Hot Toys.
Oh, those ginormous things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I only got one right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody got me the golden clone trooper.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know. Um, Man, I don't know. I didn't really ask for anything for Christmas. I just like that when y'all are happy and stuff, and
Mm.
we get to hang out because, you know, my work schedule doesn't allow us to have holidays and stuff like that consistently. And this year, I kind of lucked out on being able to be off for Christmas and Thanksgiving, so it really kind of helped. So,
Another thing I do really want are some Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, getting back in the Hot Wheels things.
Well, I mean, it's just a little spot.
Yeah.
I mean, just want to collect the cars and the giant little the giant 6-slot racetrack.
Yeah.
I've always wanted.
Just gonna always want it.
Yeah, 'cause it's like the best. It's like, and you've seen how, like, at Met Malls, I would always race Hot Wheels downstairs or down the
Mm-hmm.
couch.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to reenact that thing, but I don't have it. So
Maybe, you never know. Santa and Christmas and all the things. It's a magical time of year.
I don't know. I doubt Santa's gonna get it for me
Why?
because I did ask for something else early on this year.
Oh, yeah.
It was a 2-pack. It was a Snow Trooper 2-pack, which was the Hot Toys thing.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I mean, you never know what life is gonna bring, what Santa's gonna bring.
Mm-hmm.
All things. Okay, let's move on.
Last week we talked about Mom's story.
Yes. And then this week we're going to talk about John's struggles with school um and sports and stuff.
Next week is Mom struggles at work and whatever else she does.
Whatever else I do. All the other things that I do. Okay, but first off, before we get started, we wanted to give a shout out to all of you guys for tuning back in. Thank you so much for another amazing episode. We wanted to shout out our supporters for liking, subscribing, following, commenting, all of the things that help us try to spread our word. We do really, really appreciate it, and you are the real MVPs. So, all right, let's get started.
Hold up,
I
let me just tap the star for some holiday magic.
Tap tap my star. All right.
I've
Okay. All right. I've got our little outline pulled up. Okay. So we're focusing on John. So tell us like normal day in your
present present day.
little life at school. Just a normal day, just in general.
Well, I mean, right now, I'm in 8th grade. Not gonna say what school I go to. Um, but
Like
I'm in eighth.
do you wake okay, so when you wake up, do you wake up a lot of times in pain or do you wake up um like less times in pain?
I wake up with no pain, and I just wish I don't have to go to school that day. Um,
Rightfully so.
but I have to go anyway, especially for this week because it's testing. Next Friday, though, I going to beg to stay out because I
It's the
don't.
last day before winter break.
Yep, and the last day before I break off for the Christmas season.
Yeah. So, okay. So you wake up, you're not in any pain. Um,
I just get annoyed.
then you go to school.
Yep.
What tends to trigger your episodes at school?
Really nothing unless I have a really bad flare up. Like this one time when I went to the fair with mom and my stepdad and sister and my best bud Lucas. What was I gonna say? Uh, we went to the fair for like, and we were there for an hour or so. What was it, like an hour, 2 hours? And me having autism and whatnot, I was getting dizzy and just flaring up, and then like every time I looked at a ride, I would always imagine myself on there.
Yeah, we've talked about this in a couple of the episodes where you said that you got dizzy and flared up pretty good because it was kind of warm out, but you also we didn't know were getting sick at the time as well. But I do remember like you telling me that, some of your classes are like cold and some of them are hot and those temperature changes and
So
stuff like that. Why don't you talk to people about like the the different things that can like alter your state. So like
So right now it's not like that at all, except for my testing site. The teacher I test with has it cold in there, which fun fact, I don't have extra time anymore,
yeah,
which is good for me. I don't know about you.
I don't know, that's up to you.
Um, I don't really need it
Okay.
though, because most of the time I just sleep after the test.
Oh,
But
off topic, but keep going.
right now, since it's winter, my all my classrooms keep it warm.
hmm
So Mahoney, who
Usually
like
keeps it
yeah,
pretty cold.
yeah, and you felt the
hmm
cold in there,
hmm
how cold it was. Um, Social studies teacher, he usually keeps it warm. He still keeps it warm.
Yeah.
And same thing for math and ELA.
Yeah. So, okay, so you're not having any flare-ups right now because it's winter.
Yep,
So,
favorite time of the year.
yeah, because you like it when it's cold.
Mhm.
Um, so when do you start feeling those flare-ups happen?
Feel like after I do something like an event, like the fair or candy houses,
Well, candy houses, you were sick last year.
and
So
then
there's, the events like when you were playing baseball,
but yeah,
when
the
you tried soccer out for a little while, those kind of things. Do you want to talk about that?
I want to wait to get into that.
Okay.
I want to start off with school and then we move into sports.
Okay. Well, let's talk about school then. So you need to tell people like your struggles with like the different things that flare you up and the different things
Kind of make
that trigger the little things that trigger like what kind of socks you have to wear and what kind of shoes you have to wear and what kind of pants and what kind of shirts and
but like
those
also I'd
preparation.
like to say like struggles that I have in general with
Yeah,
school.
that's fine. But
I know talking about flare ups. Yes, I
yeah.
know.
Okay,
That's the
so
main thing. So right now, as I said, I'm in 8th grade, and I don't really like being at my school right now because it's just not fun. It's not fun. I've said that about many of the many grades I've been in, but I feel like this year's been a little iffy because right now my school has me in a study hall, which is literally like just me getting work done from my 4 core classes,
But
and
why did they put you in that class?
because I had missing assignments, and it's also because of my infusion. But
So
right now it's a demo.
right. So you have those missing assignments for what though? Do you remember why?
No.
Because of all the days that you've missed because of flare-ups.
Oh, yeah.
And you just kept getting behind and kept getting behind and kept getting behind. So when we went in to talk about your IEP, because he used to be on a 504, he was on an IEP, then he went on a 504, and now he's back on an IEP for his autism and his Fabry's. We asked for them to extend some time for you to be able to make up some of this work because you can't make up all the work that you had within 3 days. I mean, you're still trying to make up work in your weeks in
Oh, no,
from,
I've only got, like, 4 assignments left.
yeah, but you're still trying to make them up. So there was like no way of getting them all done within 3 days. So it was like, okay, we need more time. So that's why they switched you to a study hall instead of your
They
extracurriculars.
they kicked me out of my extracurriculars, which is it
It was
no, it
career
I'm not
advancement
talking
and
about, like, what is that? Like, I'm not talking about, like, what were they? Like, why was why did they kick me out of
because you were behind in those you had all those assignments, buddy.
it? But it
And so they wanted to give you more time, so they put you in the study hall for a little while.
okay. Anyway, we're getting off topic. The thing is that I just don't like my school at the moment. Hopefully, though, things get a lot better for me. But as I was saying before, it's kind of hard to go to school and just like what is it? Like tell everybody over and over again what the disease is and what it's about and whatever. And I don't mean I don't mind telling. I just don't know a lot of information. But I try my best to give as much information as I can. And yeah.
Well, and that's what we have Miss Jenny for, our Fabry's like educator. I've talked to you about her and we've gone out to dinner with her a couple times. And she said that she's more than willing to come up to your school and talk to people about your disease and everything. What kind of questions do people ask you about your disease?
Can I have children? Um and yes, I can. Just what is it? I pass if I had a daughter, then she'd get the disease from me.
Hmm.
But if
You had a son, you wouldn't pass it.
yep. Other questions are like what does the disease do to you? And I tell them it's a burning in my feet. It's not a big deal, but it is. And yeah, questions like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's hard having to like repeat yourself over and over and over again. Like especially when you're having a flare up. But um I mean, you've had some people that have really tried to support you like with this as well, right? Um like Lucas knows about your disease and, you know, really does kind of try to help you in any way shape or form that he can. Um but you know, you had that one kid when you had to get sent to the nurse's office, I think when you were in science class that helped you and he asked about it
Yeah. We were on the
too.
elevator and he asked about it.
Yeah. Was he receptive to it?
Yeah. Wait, what does that mean?
Like, did he like was he like wanting to like understand what you're going through?
Yes.
Because some people just ask just to ask, and then there's people that like actually, you know, they really want to know because they want to be able to help you. And, so it's really nice when you have somebody that actually wants to help and not just be like, "Oh, like what's that?" and then just kind of make fun of you for it or, whatever it may be, you know?
Mhm.
So, so I know you're struggling a lot with school, which nobody really likes school, but, you know, I know you're struggling with like academics wise, like, and all the things. Um, you want to talk about that a little bit more? Cuz we can because you've been struggling with the academic part since
2nd grade, 1st grade.
no, 3rd grade because that's when you started having your gaps because of missing every other week for your infusions.
First, let's get off on 8th grade, then we'll go down the chart.
Okay.
So, like I said, 8th grade, now we're moving on to 7th grade, and yes, we're going down a chart. No, we're not going up, we're going down. Please stop laughing. It's not that funny.
It is cute. It's just cute because you're very meticulous about your ways in life. Keep going.
As so in 7th grade, I don't really, as I said before, I never really liked any of the teachers except for one teacher. Um, she was my, what was it, 4th period science teacher,
Mhm.
Miss Knox, and she asked about the disease. She always helped me with she helped me with everything I needed to know and whatnot. And she'd always have me in the mornings to like tutor me or whatever. And one day during the end of the school year, she let me bring in the one of the 3D printers I have and tell people about 3D printing as like not a grade, but like as for fun. And she was probably one of the best teachers I had.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Miss Knox was probably the best teacher that you have had. But I think it all reverts back to like because she cared and she showed that she cared and she wanted to understand and she didn't just see you as like just another kid out sick, like she really wanted to understand what she could help to get you to the spot that like she really cared about your education. She really cared about your well-being and everything like that. And I think that really showed. And I think it really helped you like just I mean it was just natural like because, she was just that person.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me last year like yeah, they just said, "Oh, another kid out," and then just gave me some makeup work to do and then, I remember you just felt like so defeated and it was just like you just have this like you can't really I don't know how to put it in words, I guess, but like you just when you when you don't feel like you're a priority to someone and everything that you just kind of push them off or push them to the side because you're like, "Well, I'm not gonna give you my full effort if you're not gonna give me my value." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think, like, Miss Knox gave you that. She gave you that value because you are a very amazing kid, and even if you weren't an amazing kid, like, you're a kid, you're a life, you're somebody that needs to grow and somebody that needs to learn, and I think public schools have like this hard time of, they're trying to push to make, the academic grades to make their school look good and everything like that, that sometimes they lose what really matters with the kids. And like in your instance, you have a really rare disease. It's something that's invisible that you can't really see. So they don't know anything about it. Um, Could they make an attempt to learn about it? Absolutely, they could. do they try? Not really, but, we still are pushing for that, right? But having those little blurps of people kinda still give you that hope of, okay, like, I still have that value. Like, I'm still a g I'm still a valuable person.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that's why kids, like, don't like school as much because they don't feel that. And you were so blessed to have Miss Knox and, your friends and everything like that. Like, you have a really, really great group of friends that really try to understand you and understand what your needs are when you need them and everything like that, you know? So, I mean, like, that I think that's a huge struggle for you, like, just over the years that I've seen you with this is, like, not really knowing your disease and then having to sit there and, like, turn around and, like, try to advocate for yourself and everything like that. So you're having to learn your disease and really having to understand what you need to advocate for. And now you're having to start to do that more because you're about to be in high school next year. So, they're not gonna listen to mama, coming up there, which they will, but I'm just saying. But, it's just like having that constant group of friends and stuff like that, like having that value is something good to have, reassurance and everything. But I don't want you also to get discouraged about having to like repeat your story and everything with people because of the simple fact that it is so rare and there might be that one day that you do meet somebody that has something similar to you and they may not even know. And then maybe you change their life because you spoke up and said something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't ever let it deter you to like, oh, another like, because it's really good. That's why we're doing this, right? Like getting our story out there because of the people that are out there that don't know, or they have something weird and they think that they're super weird and, off canny and stuff like that. And then, they just go through life thinking that they're crazy, like I did. So,
And there were like a few teachers that kind of were a little bit just I hated
well, yeah,
half the
that's
time.
yeah.
And I mean, yes, there were teachers I hated, but there's also teachers that I liked. But the teachers I did hate were one of them was my bowling coach too, and you know him.
Mhm.
Um, it was my ELA teacher for last year, and I'll let you tell him because I I don't I don't want to. You had a lot more of a problem with her than I did.
I think like if you're gonna be somebody that is gonna be a part of sports, like, you know, John tried to find a lot of regularities in life just to make sure or make himself feel regular, right? And so I think that it's kind of wild in my eyes, like if you see that he's struggling and you know that he's missing all these days because of this, that, and the other, and the one thing that he wants to do is bowl, then why don't you help him try to figure out ways to bring up his grade or like, you know, whatever it may be, like if he doesn't understand something or if he's so far behind, like meet with him like Miss Knox did, meet with you and like do some things to like try to help instead of just being like, "Oh, you were out, so here's your makeup work," and just kind of shrug you off. But
And that's why
then
I failed that class.
but you didn't fail the class.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, not Miss Knox's. Miss Easter's.
No, you didn't. You passed all your classes with C's. Um, but
6th grade. we're gonna move down to 6th grade.
Well, let's talk about the bowling first. So when you
Okay.
bowled, did you have flare-ups then?
No.
Not at all?
Mm-mm.
Because you weren't as, like, active.
Active.
Yeah, not as stressed out. Do you feel like do you feel like you ever get flare-ups when you get anxious
Yeah, sometimes.
sometimes? But that's not like a main trigger though, right?
No.
It's normally just temperature-wise. You get too
Yeah.
hot and then he always has these weeks. I can just say this. He always has these weeks. Usually it's in the springtime. Um, for some reason this year it was also in the fall. But he'll miss like a week and a half of school because he can't walk. We have to piggyback him around the
I
house,
don't get why
and
we just don't have a wheelchair on standby.
you want to be rocking the wheelchair around.
Yeah.
You going to take it to school.
Yeah?
You gonna wheelchair around the school? You'd be having to do this because I can't afford the electric one. You
No,
you ain't gonna
I
have
don't
no.
want the electric one. I want
You
like
want to hover around? You want to like beep beep?
yeah.
Yeah, right. We could put like a horn on there that says "Auga."
No. No.
What? That'd be awesome.
No.
Yes. Well, anyway,
No.
we could put flames on it,
No.
bruh.
No, no.
Then we get some chrome wheels for
No.
it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, bruh, come on, killing it. Anyways,
So go ahead. Go ahead.
so he usually misses like a week and a half of school because he can't walk around and stuff like that. So we can't send him to school. He'll like a lot of times John ends up in screaming pain in his bed, like in the fetal position pretty much, like jerking his legs and everything because his feet are sharp pains. Like talk to them about how your flare-ups happen.
My flare-ups happen whenever like there's a sickness going around. I guess this year I had the flu, I think.
You didn't have the flu. You just had a cold.
You sure it wasn't the flu?
Yeah, oh, I'm sure because you got tested for the flu and it was negative.
Are we sure it wasn't COVID?
Yes, I'm sure, John. It wasn't COVID. It was literally the cold.
Are we sure
You could
it wasn't
literally get this.
hippopotamus phobia?
You what? What did you just say?
Nothing. Let's keep going. So,
Hippo, hippo, hippopotamus,
hippopotamus phobia.
hippopotamus?
No,
No.
hippopotamus phobia.
Okay.
But as I was saying before, 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, we're still on bowling.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask you a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Tell them. Can you tell me or them how what your flare-ups are? Like, can you tell them what it feels like? What, kind of where you're at with that? Like, what is how does your flare-up start? Like, where do they start? You get the sniffles. Okay, got it. Going on to the next.
I get sniffles, then it goes down into my feet, and then it just starts going.
Okay,
Like the needles start poking my feet.
just in your feet.
Yep.
And then when you start having a flare, does it go up your legs?
No,
Just in your feet.
just in my feet.
So every time that he's talked to me about his flare ups, because mine are different from his flare ups, he said that it's like knives are stabbing him. Once his flare ups get bad enough, knives are stabbing him in the feet.
Better yet, think the energy sword from Halo.
I've never been stabbed with an energy sword, so I don't really know how to. I don't really know. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyways, okay. So 6th grade, 5th and 6th grade.
Hated 5th grade.
Okay.
If we're being honest here,
It seems like there's a trend. We hate every grade.
no, not this grade or 7th grade.
You said you hated 7th grade.
I mean, I hated the
Hate is also a very strong word.
I strongly disliked. I strongly disliked my ELA teacher,
Okay.
probably my math teacher.
All right. Stay off the teachers. You're dogging too many.
Okay, my fault.
Okay.
Okay. 5th grade, I just never liked it. I don't remember much about it because it just was not fun.
That was an adjustment grade, I feel like. That was like we were still kind of getting into the swing of things, but that was also when you were having to like start doing things on your own. Like they weren't holding your hand as much and you're like, "What the heck, man? Like I need you to continue to hold my hand a little bit longer." But they were trying to give you more responsibility and you're like,
Antsy.
"No, I don't like it. I want respect, but I don't want the responsibility." That's how it was. Anyways, okay, so 3rd grade is when you started your infusions.
Or
Do you
was it
remember all
second?
that?
It wasn't second. It wasn't it 2nd grade?
3rd grade.
Okay, well, the only thing I remember is really bad thing happened 3rd grade. Um, which was like the reaction,
Yeah.
and then Michael giving me a dinosaur in 3rd grade. That's about all I can remember. And
Can you remember any of the times of um like when you were flaring up without really knowing about your disease? Do you remember any of that? No.
I mean, one day in recess, I was running, playing tag, being a normal kid, and then next thing I know, burning in my feet, and I'm like, I gotta sit down, y'all.
So you didn't limit yourself then,
Yeah, I didn't limit myself because I had no limits.
right? You still have no limits, right? You just gotta I know, roll your eyes. I
Nope.
just
Hold up. Am I doing it?
the
Am I doing
X?
that? Yeah, the X.
What about the X?
I don't have it. I have a lot of limits.
You don't have a lot of limits.
Yes, I do.
You no. So okay. So all throughout this, we've tried a couple different kinds of sports. Okay.
Baseball, soccer, baseball, bowling.
Yeah.
We already told you about bowling. Soccer, I don't have a lot of memories about it.
Soccer was before we knew about Fabry's, but also you were presenting it a little bit differently with your Fabry's than I used to. So like I don't sweat like normal people. But,
So
like
do I.
I get like moistened skin.
You know what I
You
get?
you don't really get anything. Now you
I
do.
get armpit sweat,
Now you do.
which is disgusting.
But he used to not sweat at all. And so like when we did soccer shots, it wasn't even actual real soccer. I was trying to do fundamentals so we could try soccer. I remember he got so red faced and then he told me he was getting dizzy. And I knew that that meant like he was close to like heat stroke situation. So I was like, okay, we need to like cool you off, all the things. And we started carrying like a cool towel and that kind of helped. And then um things changed after we found out about the Fabres, like our prep bag changed, I guess you could say. But, like, for baseball, he really wanted to try baseball. A whole lot of his friends were playing baseball. He really wanted to try baseball, and I'm like, "Listen, I'll do whatever you wanna do. Like, I'm not gonna stop you from doing it. We'll try whatever you want." Um,
I played a whole season,
you did play a whole season.
and then I almost started a new one.
Yeah, I mean, we coulda kept going. There was different things that were presented to us as, like, pitch running and stuff like that, but the biggest thing with him was he couldn't stand the heat. So we probably instead of fall, we should have done spring ball. And then we also should have swapped him to like pitch running because that's when his flare ups would really hit. Because when you would get extra activity, when you would get overheated, and all those things, but that's also when you weren't taking in a lot of water because you weren't a water drinker.
Sammy was. Now the tables have turned.
That's correct. That's correct.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
So, I think, that's kind of like, so we did have a cool towel, but we made sure that we had like ice water and what else did we have? We ended up like starting to evolve. That's when we started evolving our prep kit. So like the cool towel, ice water, fans, and what else? Oh, we would take like Crocs because shoes for him, like tennis shoes, can't really wear tennis
I
shoes.
can wear tennis shoes now.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And in
because it's
the
winter time,
and in the spring.
only because it's like cooler outside.
Yeah.
So breakdown. John, he doesn't think about these things. I have to think about these things. So breakdown for John. He has to have breathable shoes. So Crocs slides are great. That way he can take them off if he starts to get uncomfortable pretty quickly and put them back on pretty quickly. If he does have tennis shoes, he has to have breathable tennis shoes or it has to be cold outside. Um, he has to be careful about wearing sweatpants versus jeans versus shorts. It all depends on what kind of temperature the inside's going to be. Because if the temperature's too hot inside, so it's warm, and then he goes in with sweatpants on and he gets too heated, then he starts to have a flare up. He always likes to wear short sleeves and then he takes a hoodie because that helps temperature regulation for him. Um, Very rarely wears hats for that reason and all the things. His socks cannot be too thick. He likes to wear the Nike socks. Those seem to be like his good adjustments. The Adidas socks are too thick. What else? What else is there?
I think that's good. Oh,
Mm.
there was also a t-shirt that I wore that got me a little too overheated. And that one t-shirt I got in Disney, King Ghidorah one,
Oh yeah, that was a thick T-shirt. That's a thick one.
I think I got rid of it.
I don't know if you did or not, but yeah, that it all depends. Like that's what I'm saying. Like so on the daily, we have to think about those things. And to him, he's gotten so used to just being a daily activity, like it's just a daily part of his life now, that he doesn't really think about it outside of his norm because that's his norm. So like when we talk about things like this, you're like, wait a minute, that's abnormal. But a lot of kids can just throw on whatever and just go on about their business. You have to really think about, the texture, the thickness, all those things, that a lot of kids they just toss something on and go on about their business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so there's that. So we tried the baseball thing. That was a little rough, but hey, I will say I'm very proud of you for baseball because like there were a lot of times where you would just you would get really uncomfortable and you just want to stop. And with baseball, you didn't do that. Like you really wanted to stick it out. You really wanted to get through the season. You did an amazing job. You're scared of the ball when you were up there trying to hit, and then you got hit. You remember that?
Funny bone.
Yeah.
Gary Gary made a joke and was like, "Oh, that didn't feel so funny now, did it?"
Yeah, that was the first time that that you got hit. That was pretty funny.
That didn't
Um
feel so funny now, did it?
okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So we talked about that. You can't do gym class. That's part of your IP. Even if he was to be able to do gym class, it would be like you'd have to write some kind of paper as an alternative or something like that.
I can't do strength. which tried that out in like 6th grade.
You did pass that class though with a B.
I think it's because I didn't participate in like you have to run like back and forth
Mhm.
in different running things.
Yeah, but you talked to him. You finally talked to him and said, "Hey, this is what I'm dealing with, but I really want to try to do normal things." Right? So, that's what we kinda need to talk about, is like those things. Like, you know, the conversations that not normal people have. Like, you have to talk to these teachers. You have to tell them about your disease. You have to tell them about like the struggles that you have because you have to be held to a little bit of a different standard sometimes just for the simple fact of some of those little limitations that, kind of alter that. Even though you want to try, let me try first. And then if I can't do it, if I just truly cannot do it, then what is there that I can do after that, you know? So, um, so yeah, you had that conversation with him about that in strength conditioning because you did strength and conditioning and you did well in it. It's just the running part that really, like, you ain't gonna be running track no time soon, huh?
No,
Mm,
no,
I'm just saying.
bro, I'm not doing track or cross country.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, those are things that that are a little bit gonna be on the tougher side for you to be able to do. So that's kind of like where you kind of came into bowling. And I think what kind of ruined it for bowling is that teacher.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do bowling.
Yeah.
Just and I mean, I'm gonna start going to like basketball games and whatnot because I like there's this one friend I have that I met this year. I think he like moved to this school this year.
Hmm.
His name was Fred. He the other day he was like, John, you want to come to the basketball game with me? I'll buy you the ticket. I was like, I'm sorry, Fred. I got tutoring.
Hmm.
So, and I mean, that was like first time that somebody like invited me to something,
Yeah.
like an event at school.
Bro, you get invited to things all the time at school, like dances and stuff like that.
No,
And you're like, I'm not going to that.
I
You ain't
always,
doing that.
I always go to dances, yes, but most of the time there's people I don't know there. Like that one dance I went to,
Yeah.
where it was literally just like I didn't know anybody there except for Aiden.
Yeah. You just kind of hang out with the boys.
No, I just
Y'all
hung out.
gotta,
I hung out by
you
myself
gotta,
at that dance
why?
because
You had Aiden there.
okay, I didn't know Aiden was there, and besides, it's like
Was he trying to get with a girl?
no,
He was trying to holla?
no,
Say holla back now?
no,
No?
no.
Okay. All right. So, well, okay, from here on out, how about you just roll in deep with the boys?
That's what I've been doing. I mean, that's what I'm. There's something else I gotta tell you, like after we get done
Oh,
recording.
I'm scared about that.
What?
I'm sorry. Anyways,
No, I mean like it's something that happened today that was just like I need to tell y'all about it, and just yeah. There's gonna be certain people I don't hang out with no more.
oh Lord,
So just
the typical middle school drama.
no,
Okay.
just be prepared.
I'm getting prepared. I'm getting mentally prepared as we speak, as I'm trying to keep us on track.
Okay.
All right, let's keep us on track. All right. Okay. So, let's see. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
There is to know.
Um, I mean, yeah, pretty much. So,
You think we're all good?
I guess like, well, I just want to say this. I guess like the main takeaway um for school or whatever for anybody with this kind of disease, right? Sorry. I wrote this down cuz I've been thinking about this episode for a while. So like main takeaway for this episode, right? Rare diseases can be invisible, but the effort behind showing up every day is extraordinary. All of those all of those things that you think are normal things for you because you've just been doing this pretty much your whole life. Um, those are those extra measures that you have to make sure that you take for all of these little inconveniences that you have. Like, you say that you haven't had like a lot of flare ups and this, that, and the other, but I can count on probably both our hands and our toes and everything, the amount of flare ups that you've had just within this year and last. Like, you have gotten a little bit worse, and you have, um even though we have adjusted to some of the measures that we take, the temperature does affect you a lot more than it used to. And not really sure why. It could be hormones, just you growing up into yourself, like becoming a teenager and stuff like that. We don't really know, like, because you're a lot more sensitive these days with the temperature changes and everything like that. But it's definitely something that I think you don't really realize how big of a difference it is, but it is a big difference. And I think it's just because you're so this is so normalized to you that you don't see all the over here kind of things, right? So, like, the different textures, the different like thicknesses and all this kind of stuff, like, it all makes a difference for you when it doesn't make a difference for everyone else. And, so your closet is tailored to you, right? And yeah, it has all the things that you like, like all of the brands that you like and stuff like that. But it's like, when we go shopping, when we order something online, whatever it may be, we are like, we're constantly feeling things and making sure that things, oh, that's too thick. Oh, that's not the right texture. Oh, this is going to grab here. It's not going to be good here, and stuff like that. So it's like you really have to think harder about your shopping and stuff like that than a lot of people would. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So I want you to continue to, you know, live this normalized life of your own and everything like that. But I also want you to be mindful of how much more, not difficult, but how much more effort you have to put into your life than a lot of people do, right?
Could I have a drink of your water?
I'm sure. Here in just a second, because we're almost done.
Okay.
But that's all I wanted to say, because I'm listening to this. I'm listening to us talk like this is real life. I We have like a little outline on this, and I understand now why you kind of struggled with this episode of like trying to figure out your outline for this episode, because I feel like you don't really see all the abnormalities that are there. And it's not like, it makes you weird or like, whatever. It's not that. It's just, I don't think you see the dimensions of your life versus like maybe Lucas's life, or Parker's life, or whoever's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much difference in the way you prep than they do, you know? And like their sports, like they can play multiple sports. Like Lucas does track and baseball and all these things, right? And I'm not going to say allowed, but you're not able to do those things because of like the feet. Like, if your neuropathy were in your hands, you would be able to push a little bit more than it being in your feet, because it's just so debilitating to you. You cannot walk, you know? And having those understanding moments and having those, oh, this is different, you know? I think that, you know, I think that's it's all clicking now, like how you struggled on this one, and it's just like, okay, now I understand why. So, sorry about that.
It's
But
okay.
yeah. So, yeah, it's a struggle, but luckily, I think, I mean, I kind of want to give myself a little pat on the back because I made this normal question mark. Your hand's cold. Dude, mine's ice. It's you're as cold as ice. Okay. Anyways, all right. So I think that's about that about covers it, you know. But like I said, your life is a lot more extraordinary because of all the other steps that you have to do, right? So
Mhm.
just remember that, okay? All right. So you good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we want to thank you again for tuning back in, guys, and listening to John's struggles and our realization today and everything. So we just wanted to thank you guys for tuning back in. And if you could just like, subscribe, comment,
Comment,
share,
listen, follow us on
listen,
Instagram,
Instagram,
YouTube, and Spotify.
Spotify, and Apple Podcast. That one's on there too. All of those things. If you could just like us, follow us, share us, all the things, get us out there, help us let us get to new ears so we can spread the awareness, and we really, really appreciate it. And I guess that's it, right?
Mhm.
All right. Peace out, guys. Happy holidays.